sige. From here, we will click the data analysis. So take note that our statistical treatment here is T-correlated. T-correlated is a paired. Diba? Sample. Test, pre-test, post-test. So, paano mo ito i-click class? Kakita mo? Can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
T-test paired to sample. Okay. Atong okay ha? Okay. The first variable is pre-test. Ato ang i-highlight. Okay? The second variable is the post-test. I-highlight na po nato. Pilang label ha? Okay. Hypothesize, mean difference, 0. Okay. We will include in the presentation of the table the labels. Okay. Output range will be ari dire. Tanaw ta. Yeah. Then, okay. Okay. Kita? Kita ba, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Compare sa ato ang textbook. Tanawa. Sa ato ang textbook is 1.729. Diba? That is a two-tail. Okay. O ari, one-tail. Ari sa two-tail po, karing 2.093. Diba? Pareha sa maune. Ari ta dire sa two-tail. Okay. Now, what is your... Balik ko ha. Paano na? Ikaw na lang class na uli na tamag. Okay. Our computed T value is, this is what I'm telling ha, kay, kung na ba class? Na ay negative, ha? 3.1733 and so on. Tantahan. Remember ha, negative. But our critical value, given ba ng critical value is, what point in class? 0.05. Arit-arit, two-tail, 1.05. And one-tail. One-tail ni siya. Okay? Two-tail. Arita sa two-tail lang. Okay? Our critical value at two-tail is, kay 1.729 na ba natin sample, ana? We will be using 2.093. Can you follow? Okay. Now, we will use the probability value. Since we are using two-tail sa critical value, i-total per ato ang basihan. Unsa man eh? How much? Yeah?
Zero.
Niha? 0, 0, 5, 004. Okay, now, i-compare na siya sa 0.05. Di ba? Lesser? Correct. Since that is lesser, the result is significant. Therefore, HO is wrong. Then reject HO. But probably, with the use of the computed value, ma'am, negative man na. Negative is of course lesser than the positive. This is what I am emphasizing when I did the discussion. Since this is a software, the critical value supposed to be plus or minus, but they are only giving the positive sign. So since that is positive, aron di ka maglibog o greater but less than, dita mingo beyond, because what is given is positive. We have to enclose the negative sign, the negative sign of the 3, because the negative only shows that the mean of the pre-test is lesser than the post-test. No? When we say there is a significant difference, meaning there is a significant increase in the performance of the students in the post-test. So, by just enclosing the negative sign, ayaw na ni i-appeal o kanang compare sa value, because a negative value is always lesser than a positive value, right? So this is the reason why we enclose the negative value, because the negative value it only indicates that the pre-test is lesser than the post-test. So enclosing that in parentheses, considering the positive value, compare that to the critical value that is greater. Diba? That is greater. So therefore, you can do the analysis that the result is significant, therefore you need to reject HO. I am emphasizing this to you, class, because sometimes you will get a negative answer. So if you are using the critical value, automatic man ang class and minus. So if minus, of course, beyond. But in the use of a software, there is no plus and minus being indicated. It is presumed that if you have the negative value, it is supposed to be negative unta. Pero di man negative ang ihatag. So therefore, enclose the negative sign and it will lead you to the analysis that the pre-test is lesser than the post-test. But comparing to the positive value for the critical value, ignore the negative sign. Is that clear, class? No? So, mo nang ako ang gining-emphasize how to analyze with the use of a software, with the use of the book, kana bitaw kasagalang libro kas di pa man software. Okay. Now, I hope you really appreciate the use of a software. By just one click, you can get the result. Because if we are using the formula, it takes time. Okay. Now, we will go to the z-test. Remember that the example in the z-test